Hi, y'all. It's Cody from the Keepers Nerdum. How you doing? It's time for our next part of our series of Heroclix collection. This is my Avengers stuff. Someday, hopefully, we'll make it to the Iron Man, the Asgardians, and what else I got? Star Trek, a little bit of it, and then Doug, Alpha Flight, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I've got some fun ones. Hammer Industries, if memory serves, or is that Hammer? I have both. I have the Hammer that replaces Shield and Hammer Industries at some point. I don't know if I still have both of them, though. Anyway, let's get into it. We're still in our 50 points and lower box. We are now into a very interesting character. We're going to scoot our box back so we can talk through. We have Voyager, and you'll notice something very strange. That little red number there is 0. This is actually her click 1, but she has a very odd card. She is Elders of the Universe. This was a great set for some interesting Avengers that weren't normal. I love whenever they give us Avengers that only appear once or twice ever. I sense a greater challenge. At the beginning of the game, if an opponent's force includes an additional game element, heal Voyager 1 click past her starting line to click 0. Current additional game elements are ID cards, equipment, special terrain, and locations. And she can carry 1 or 3, but only to carry characters that share a keyword with her, and she may carry characters with flight or giant size. So she has the ability to carry things that normally cannot be. She's a crazy support piece just to get you where you need to go. She also has telekinesis, but only to place characters. When she uses it, neither she nor the target character square need line of fire to the destination square. She is a support piece that can get you in behind a wall and then on the next turn, throw you from behind that wall. And what's interesting is if she goes up here, she gets outwit with a higher attack and a higher defense. But she has perplex down here, and really you're not using her for anything other than support. And for 50 points back then, she was really great. So she'd phasing teleport, carry your whole group or a lot of them, even the flyers, and perplex up some defenses or something just in case. But the next turn, she's power cosmic, so she didn't actually push herself. She could throw a character out from behind a wall or blocking and just doesn't need line of fire. Really crazy. Really, really cool piece. Pretty lame sculpt, but good piece nonetheless. Oh, right. Our next piece, okay, didn't break my hero click right there as I dropped it, is an oldie but a goodie. This is Sharon Carter. Make sure I got the right one. Yes, okay. So she's a little older. Cool figure, just fun little design there. Avengers, Shield, and Spy. I have her for the Avengers, but opposing characters adjacent to 2 or more friendly characters with the shield keyword can't use willpower or poison. So it's kind of funny having some shield people on your team with Avengers and then parking them next to them to go, yeah, if you push and she's still alive afterwards, you're taking damage. So she's got stealth. The shield team ability, which gives +1 range or +1 damage if she gets an action token to herself for an adjacent friendly. Combat reflexes up top. We'll see if Pen Psychic stirs up. And then she can use Shape Change. Adjacent friendly characters with a shield keyword can use Shape Change, but only succeed on a result of 6. But hey, the idea of running her up with... It's funny, she has Pen Psychic for ranged attacks, but her whole defense is get up in their face with Shape Change and 19 defense and give Shape Change to their shield things just to knock off their poison and willpower. Really, really obnoxious piece. And once she gets hit, though, then your willpower with Ranged Combat Expert, lame, because you're probably already up in there. And then finally Sidestep, at least, to get away, but not Ranged Combat Expert, just a 9 attack with Pen Psychic. It's one of these, she's only 5 clicks. They're not good clicks in a way, but she's kind of that gimmicky, helpful piece that doesn't really do very much beyond that. All right. Our next piece is Luke Cage. All right, another simple sculpt, but a beautiful one. And it's interesting, the arms are glued on there, right? And they were printed separately from him and then put on after the fact. But overall, looks pretty good. And he's just his eyes are a little bit odd. You can see they're not in the right spot. But he's pretty cool. Instead of actually giving him eyes, even on the picture here, he's just got white for his eyeballs, and that's it. Avengers Heroes for Hire, Marvel Knights. At the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose 1. Characters using this trait have a minimum attack value of 10, or characters using this trait are wild cards. They can copy team abilities that were copyable. And Unbreakable Skin. Luke Cage can use invulnerability and willpower. Penetrating damage dealt to Luke Cage can be reduced. That's 1 outwit away from losing a lot of power. And that's the unfortunate thing with powers that are there's invuln and willpower and a special ability and built into this of penetrating damage can be reduced. One outwit just takes all that away from him. So all of a sudden that 18 defense is just naked and there's nothing else. With a 7 movement with charge, that's his only click with charge. He's got oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now, plasticity, so he can really like get in there and just hold them, but he doesn't have the defenses to stand up and keep it going there. It's one of those, like, it's a fun piece to play for some gimmicks, but it's not going to get you many victories typically. It's more for playing for the fun of it. And that's my thoughts. One of the most beautiful sculpts for a common is the Iron Fist sculpt from this Avengers Defenders War set. Beautiful. I love the kick thing, and it strengthens it too, because then his kick looks like it's just now raising, so it gives like a speed animation here, but also supports the leg too. So there's a lot of good stuff, and they did good on his collar and his bandana hat thing. I can't even remember what you call it. But he is Avengers Heroes for Hire, Kunlun, Marvel Knights, again, for Avengers. Same Marvel Knights trait, so we don't need to read it, but he could have a 10 attack. Let's just go over to his back of his dial. Much faster on his movement than Luke Cage, a 7 versus this is a 9 with Precision Strike and a 17 defense, 19 up close with Exploit Weakness. Exploit Weakness with Precision Strike is pretty nasty, and then if he does get hit, he's going to go into some pretty, even more devastating close combat expert with Precision Strike, and those can work together because Precision Strike's just a passive. Really makes it easier to hit people with super senses, and also if they can reduce penetrating damage, they don't just reduce all of it, they still have to take 1 at least. And then he has a little bit of healing at the very end. He can heal with chi. I'm sorry, my camera is like struggling to focus on it. There we go. Yeah, he's good. He doesn't have willpower at all, and it's like, that's the problem with it. Luke Cage is built on that top dial and is awesome if you can keep him there, but unfortunately you probably cannot. This is a Captain America that was a promo figure from like a little promo set thing that you could get for New Guy Night or something. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. That was pretty neat. Nothing too amazing. And what we'll see is actually he's very simple as far as a character. The only trait he has is he has energy shield deflection all the time, so he just gets a +2 to defense at range all the time. Very good, very cool. The Avengers team ability at this point was when they're given a net move action, speed is +1. Now it is when you use the Avengers team ability and you choose at the beginning of the game a team ability, and whenever somebody with the Avengers team ability targets them, they get +1 attack. Pretty awesome. So he has energy shield deflection traded that can still be outwitted, but he has ESD, energy shield deflection, and combat reflexes, so he's always going to be rocking a 19 defense unless outwitted. Leadership, always good to see. No willpower here, but a 6-click dial for 50 points and charge for 8. It's not as good as a 9 because basically that's like a 7. They have the same stat basically whenever you reduce by half. Lots of stuff there. Willpower and stuff at the end, so when you need to, you can really do some pretty fun stuff up close just to get those last few hits in. Pretty neat. Fun little thing that's, he's not going to do anything special, but he does have the shield keyword. Kind of makes it for some fun. Now comes one of my favorite, most ridiculous pieces you've ever seen in your life. This is Iron Man, but really it is a holographic version of him. It's like his mind that has been digitized, and it's like an AI program that's running in the background. And this little guy is amazing. So here we go. I am Tony Stark. Well, his essence, in essence, leadership, but may instead choose a friendly character within range and line of fire if they share a keyword. He has Avengers and Stark Industries, so this piece is in both my Avengers and my Stark Industries box of stuff, so I have like multiple copies of it because I was like, nope, I'm getting tons of these because these are funny. That leadership is good anyway from a 50-point piece, but the fact that you can just be within range and line of fire if they share a keyword, so within 6 squares, as long as you can see them, you got them, right? That's crazy. That's a lot of leadership that can just happen. It's amazing, right? It's still only a 5 or 6 chance, but if you had multiples of this guy, you're going to do some shenanigans. But when Iron Man is KO'd, you may replace a same thing, Iron Man, from your sideline into your starting area and click 1 and roll a d6. Deal unavoidable damage to that character equal to half the result. Protected pulse wave. Each one KO'd is scored. So you can continually resurrect him, if memory serves, until he would be like the last one on your force, and then if he goes down, then you don't because there's nothing on the field. But really, really, really cool here. Let's check out the stats here. It's only 4 clicks for 50 points, but you have to understand that is 50-point dial with leadership traded, can continually regenerate. And it's interesting, half the results, you'll always come back with an Iron Man of this type from this, because it's only half, but you could come all the way 1, 2, 3, all the way down. It's his last click. But the thing is, he has the support powers. He has Outwit or Perplex. Every single click, one of those two. Energy Shield Deflection up top, so 19 defense at range, only 10 attack, but he's more of, I'm going to sidestep and carry something as well, and still move again and carry, as just to get things where they need to be. He's just a nuisance that just won't stop. He's not going to hit very hard, but he's meant to be more of the supportive that's going to remove tokens from your big critters and carry your bigger critters if they don't fly on their own. This Iron Man is devastatingly good, and it's just a really cool sculpt with the see-through blue head. It just makes it fun, and the 3D image on there it's cool. It is. It's a really neat one. Now we have Sarah Garza. She's one of those that I have because I like just having all the Avengers pieces I could, but she's pretty lame. Avengers Inhumans Shield. Her special down here is she can use Perplex. She can use it twice per turn on different targets if both characters have the shield keyword and an equal or lower point value. So she can Perplex herself and then somebody else with the shield keyword. That's all there is on her dial. 50 points, shield. But she doesn't start with a move and attack ability. It's a leap climb, and she has that Perplex ability with a 16 defense up top. So she's from the Nick Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. set, and she's pretty terrible. She gets Pulse Wave later. Oh, and then look, like that's the interesting thing. If you can get her to the last click, that's the only click she actually has a move and attack. And all of a sudden she goes to a 9/11 running shot Pulse Waver with 3 damage. So if you could get her there, you could do some funny shenanigans because somebody would be like, oh no, right? But if she gets hit at all, she's done. His toughness isn't going to protect you from Jack Diddley squat in this game. So, and I think that's all she has. So, oh no, she got ESD for a little bit. Yeah. Not good, but funny. And just a interesting piece more than anything. So, not one that I typically use unless I'm just wanting to let the person learn the game. Because yeah, she's not going to do well. And that's the sad part of it, but that is what it is. We now have Silver Sable. She has Wild Pack and Soldier, so why is she in the Avengers? Let's look at her click real quick. Oh, she's hard to like see. The camera is like, I don't know how to even look at her. The silver is like really throwing her off. All right. I work better with a team. During force construction, choose a name keyword. Here, let's adjust this just a little bit. Huh? Nope, it hated that, man. There we go. During force construction, choose a name keyword. Silver Sable gains that keyword. So she's anything you want her to be. I got her because of that. She can go on my Avengers team. Is she very good? Well, she starts with sidestep and 5 range with energy explosion. Energy explosion is kind of lame. But mastermind, so she can transfer damage onto things that you're like, I could lose that. With leadership, that's good. What you got here, right? An 11 attack with 3 damage, energy explosion. Could do some work. Later on, she gets the range combat expert, but with close combat or combat reflexes and blades cause fangs. Yeah, it's weird. Like, she's a weird dial. Spider-Man team abilities, so she's a wild card. She can copy things that can be copied. Again, not one of those that's really good, but it'd be fun to play just if somebody's really wanting to learn the game. All right, last two. In our last video, we had a Hawkeye. This is the main set version, exact same sculpt. Again, no bowstring. And so we have Origin before the Avengers. So he has the Avengers keyword, and he ignores elevation for movement. At the beginning of the game, if Hawkeye is part of an Avengers themed team, he can use the Avengers team ability this game. Back in the day, that was terrible. Now, it's better. Otherwise, he modifies his attack and defense +1 this game. That's amazing. Precision Strike, but maybe use it with up to 2 targets. Because it used to be you could just use it with 2 targets. And I think our house rules, if memory serves, Precision Strike can target up to 2 targets. Because it initially could. It could do 3 even. And then they limited it down to 1, and we're like, no, that's not how these figures were intended to be played. So, no. But he can do it anyway. And so, is he any good? He's 50 points. He starts with running shot, 6 range, precision strike, right? So that's what that 11 attack is, but a naked 16 defense with 2 damage. He's dangerous, but if he's not part of Avengers, he modifies attack and defense +1 this game. So that could be 12-17. 12 attack, 17 defense if you're not part of Avengers theme team, but if you don't, he has no theme team and would not gain access to theme team prob control. I'm sorry, my camera is really struggling to focus on this card. He is, again, one of those that you're going to use him just for a game to have fun. That's what he's for. Lastly, we have for our video, Black Widow. She's Avengers, Martial Artist, Shield Spy. This is from, I think, the Avengers movie set, if memory serves. And it's kind of a thin piece of paper. It's weird. Her special first here is take down when a character misses Black Widow with a close combat attack after action is resolved. Give that character an action token. So she goes, yeah, you missed? Fine. I'm going to hurt you further. And that's her only special here. She has the Avengers Initiative, which is a wonderful team ability. Treats hindering terrain as clear terrain for movement and line of fire. So she, with her 4 range, is all she's got. Pretty lame there. 4. She can see through hindering. She doesn't have outwit, though, right now, and she never gets it with this character. This is the fighting version of Black Widow from the older movies. So we're looking at, you run her up into their face with stealth in a place so she can hide so she doesn't get outwitted. She sits there, and if they try to hit her with combat reflex, she has an 18 defense. If they miss, they get an action token. And that's the idea. Like, she's not going to do a lot of damage. She is meant to be harassment until she gets down here and click 4 as incapacity to give action tokens, or close combat expert to get it up a little higher. So she could do 9-3, 11-1, 10-2. And she has 6 clicks, but that last click, woo! Combat reflexes and stealth the whole way. One of those, again, it'd be fun and it'd be challenging to use, but if she gets a few of those off where she just starts giving out action tokens and like pushes a character, or at least makes them where they can't act for a turn, she could be useful. She's not amazing, but she's fun, and that's just it. She's an older piece that, because of our rules, I'll show you again, we have point reductions for things, so that way our older pieces are more playable. So she would be pretty old. Let's price her out for a second. She's 50 points. What does she go down to? Her year of printing. Here we go. 2012. There we go. So 2012. She is an Oreo base, so she fits in this. Figures from 2013 and older are reduced by 35%. So she gets quite a bit of reduction from this. So kind of fascinating just to think about that through. So she goes down to I hate doing this in my head, and it should be super easy. 35%. Let me think here. 40% of that would be something like, yeah, she's at least losing not 20 points, but she's not quite 30 points, I don't think, but she'd be pretty good. She would definitely be a lot cheaper than she was, which would be good, because then you can run her up and be like, it's okay. If she dies, she dies. It's not the end of the world. She's just there to be a harassment and a nuisance. And if she goes down, she goes down. But that's it for now. We've gone through several pieces. On our next video, we will finish out this box with what's left. I've been Cody from the Keepers of Nerdom. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.